Welcome back. The job of protecting Milwaukee County's residents and keeping them safe is no small task. Dr. Denita Ball is the first woman elected Milwaukee County Sheriff just last November. She'll be calling on her 30 years of law enforcement experience as she tackles the challenges facing the department and our community. Sheriff Denita Ball joins us now. Welcome to Connect MKE, Sheriff Ball, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
With 3 decades of law enforcement experience in Milwaukee, including 3 years as Chief Deputy Sheriff, you know the challenges that exist. The Sheriff's Department is responsible for providing public safety in a number of different places, including the courthouse, the county grounds, parks, freeways, the Milwaukee County Jail, and also Mitchell International Airport. It is a lot of ground to cover, and staffing in some of those areas has been an issue. What is staffing like now?
Staffing is getting better. I think our partnership with the county's human resources area has helped us to increase our staffing, whether it's in the jail and now as far as the deputy sheriff ranks. We currently have a class going for each. And so we're seeing some progress, but we still have people who are retiring. And we are taking some of the correctional officers and putting them into the deputy class. So I think we're shooting ourselves in the foot in that respect, but we've been making inroads. And there's a lot of progress on that front.
From January 2020 to just last December, there have been 6 deaths in the jail. 4 of those deaths were suicide. What's being done to keep individuals safe, even from themselves sometimes, when they're in the Milwaukee County Jail?
Yes, our staffing has really impacted the jail, and we've had to have deputies in those roles to make sure that everyone is safe. But I just want to remind people that, yes, unfortunately, we have had some suicides, some deaths in custody. Our goal is not to have any deaths while someone is in our care and in our custody. You don't see how many times daily we are putting steps in place or doing things to prevent suicides. You do hear about those unfortunate ones, but on a daily basis, several times a day, our people are intervening because if someone is really hell-bent on taking their life, eventually they will find a way. And so I think we are doing a good job of trying to make sure that those in our care and in our custody are safe. We are looking at our processes. We always do that after a death in custody to make sure if there's something that we can do better. And maybe there's something that we have in place that wasn't enforced, but we're always looking at that.
It's one of the issues that you face when folks come into the jail is one that we're facing in the community right now as well, and that is just the extreme level and stress that people feel that they're under and the mental health issues that people feel that just may be exasperated when they're in a situation where their stress is just heightened.
That could be a factor. As you know, usually the jails are really a mental health ward on steroids. And so a lot of people who need help, they cannot get that help. And so they end up being incarcerated instead of being in a facility where they can get the help that they need. And I think if we do address some of those issues, including mental health or some of the other issues which may have caused a person to commit a crime, if we can work together to address those issues, then maybe once, they serve their time, that they will have hope, and even, behind bars, that we have some programs that can help facilitate a job placement or improving their education and things like that. When they get out, they will be more equipped to have the jobs that they may need, that may have caused them to commit a crime because they didn't have the funds or wasn't able to provide housing. So I think we have to look at a person, look at everything that's going on with a person if we really want to make sure that they're not a revolving door within the criminal justice system.
What are some of those education efforts that you have found to be helpful?
Well, we definitely are using social media more to let the community know what the dangers of, distracted or reckless driving, or give tips regarding winter driving, and just talk about where we are as far as our reckless driving enforcement. We're going to be in these troubled areas. And so it's alerting the public that these areas are, they're problematic. We are increasing our enforcement, and we have seen a decrease in crashes in most of those areas as our enforcement level has gone up.
How much are your deputies doing to enforce that kind of work now compared to what was being done, let's say, 3 years ago when you were the chief deputy sheriff?
I think the level of driving has gotten worse over time. And so the focus has increased. And as a result, we have had to step up our enforcement efforts. So we do have a reckless driving initiative. I just had a meeting with the other municipalities to talk about what we are doing within our respective areas of responsibilities, because as you know, a car has no boundaries. And so I wanted to see how we can leverage what we're doing and what they're doing to have a greater impact. And so we have increased our enforcement regarding reckless driving because it has increased over the years.
What is one goal that you have for the department that when you meet it will have the greatest impact on the community, Sheriff Ball?
Our community engagement. I believe it's important that we improve police-community relations. I think that when we are working together, we can accomplish much. And so oftentimes, because of things that have occurred in some other area of the community, it has a direct effect on us, unfortunately. And so we have to always continue to, improve those relationships. And we do that by one interaction at a time. But I think if we can do that, it'll have a direct effect on our enforcement efforts. Maybe we won't have to do as much enforcement because of the community work that we have put in.
Thank you so much for being with us, Sheriff Denita Ball. We wish you nothing but success and safe shifts for all of your officers. When we return, we'll pay a visit with Milwaukee Police Chief Jeffrey Norman and hear how the MPD is dealing with violent crime, gun violence, reckless driving, and staff shortages, all while increasing the public's trust. Stay with us.